Hello, I'm Christy Holly. I'm Superintendent of Education here in Tishomingo County. I'm going to talk to you today about the graduation requirements for students as they enter ninth grade. I know your child as an eighth grader is about to head to high school, so I know it's an exciting time, maybe a little nervous as well. So hopefully we can answer those questions that you may have about requirements for students as they go into high school and put you a little bit at ease when it comes to those types of questions. So let's go ahead and start our presentation. First, we'll just start with our vision statement here in Tishomingo County. We try our very best each and every day to prepare our students to be productive citizens as they enter either the world of work or in college. And then even after that has happened, that they can be productive members of society. And we do that by trying to ensure excellence each and every day. So that's what we strive to do, and we will continue to do that as your child enters into high school. So today we're going to talk about several things. I will talk to you about the diploma requirements in the state of Mississippi and the endorsement areas that are available for students to add to their diploma. Also, I'll talk to you a little bit about senior early release. I know you're thinking, why am I worried about that now when they're just in ninth grade? But there are some requirements that students need to be made aware of as ninth graders. So they can have that opportunity if they so choose when they get to be seniors. Mr. John Grady Taylor will talk to you about our CTE programming. Eighth graders have gone to the Career and Technical Center and have toured the different programs we offer. It's a great place and great opportunity for students to learn some skills and have those as well in their pocket when they leave high school. And then each high school we'll talk to you about information that you may need as parents and as students going into ninth grade. They'll talk to you a little bit about registration and how that process works. And please know that we're available to answer any questions that you may have that we may not cover here in today's presentation. Just reach out to us, reach out to your child's high school or even the middle school. Counselors and principals can help you as well. So don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions. So first, we're going to talk about the traditional diploma, just what it takes to get a diploma in the state of Mississippi. As most of you remember, when you were in high school, there are certain areas, subject areas that are required to earn a diploma, and you see those listed here. Of course, you have English, math, science, social studies, PE, health, and we'll talk about some of these bottom ones as well. Then you have what we call credits. They're actually called Carnegie units. These are what you earn when you complete the class. And you add these up, and you have to have 24 in Mississippi in order to get a high school diploma. Then over here, we have some required subjects. So for example, your student will have to have 4 different English classes. They'll have to earn 4 credits or 4 Carnegie units. Out of those 4, 2 of them have to be English 1 and English 2. So that's what this subject or this column is talking about when it mentions required subjects. Those are the things that your students have to take and have to pass in order to earn a diploma in the state of Mississippi. So as you see, English is one of those that we have to have 4 credits for. You have to have English 1 and English 2. English 2 is a state tested area, so students will have to take an exit test when they reach the end of their English 2 course. You have to have 4 math credits, and actually your 8th grader is earning a math credit right now in 8th grade math. So they'll actually have to have 3 more if they're successful in passing that. And then one of those has to be Algebra 1. Now, counselors will help you with the registration process as to which math your students should go into. And a lot of that's based on their performance in 8th grade and how they've handled some of those math concepts as they move into something maybe a little bit more difficult. Algebra 1 is also a state tested area in Mississippi, so students will have to take a test when they get to the end of that course. Oops, sorry. Science, they have to have 3 units. Biology 1 is one of those that they have to have, and again, the counselor will help schedule your student in the appropriate science class. They may take Biology 1 in 9th grade. They may actually take it in 10th grade, depending on how they've done in 8th grade science. Social studies, they have to have 3.5. units, and they've actually earned one of those half units right now in 8th grade with Mississippi Studies. And of course, you see the other ones that they have to have. U.S. History is usually taken in 11th grade, and it is also a state-tested area in Mississippi. PE, your 8th grade student is earning this half credit right now, whether they play sports or they're in show choir or they're in band or they just take a regular PE class. They are earning that half credit now in 8th grade. They also have to have a half a credit of health in order to earn their diploma. And then you see an art credit. This could be anything that deals with music, actual art class. So there's some options at both high schools for that. This is a new course that students have to have in order to graduate in Mississippi. It's called College and Career Readiness, and this course really talks about different careers, also different areas that students might be interested in as far as college is concerned. This can either be taken their junior or senior year. Most of them will probably take it their senior year. We do not do the 4-course sequence in our district. That would be where they take a half a credit of this course every year. We feel like it's more beneficial to have it all at once. So they'll take this either in their junior or their senior year. Really beneficial class, I think, for our students to help them prepare to either decide what they want to major in if they go to college, or in the workforce what they're really interested in and have some information about that. Then their technology or computer science credit, they have to have one of those. They are actually earning that as well in 8th grade with their Cyber Foundations class. But there's more technology and computer classes that they can take if they so wish at the high school. Then they have these things called electives. These are actual courses that students get to pick. Probably want to pick something that relates to something they might want to do once they leave high school. They have to have 5.5 credits in that area. Again, this can be anything that's not required. It can be an additional science class. It can be business classes. It can be, anything that's related to foreign language like French or Spanish. So those are classes that kids get to pick and really sort of round out their year as to what they really are interested in. So by the end of their high school experience, at the end of 4 years, in their senior year, they'll have to have 24 credits minimum. Now, most students will have more than this, but in order to get a diploma in Mississippi, you have to have these 24 credits earned, and they have to be in these areas, and you see the required subjects as well. And of course, I did mention that there are tests associated with 4 of these required subjects: Algebra 1, Biology 1, English 2, and U.S. History. So those are things to consider as well. All right, so we have a traditional diploma in Mississippi. Students now have the option of adding an endorsement to their diploma. An endorsement is just an area where they would be maybe something more interesting, such as the career and technical endorsement we're going to talk about first. It does have some additional requirements on top of the 24 credits. You'll see if you look at the chart here that they actually have to have 26 credits, so they have to have 2 extra credits beyond the traditional diploma in order to earn this endorsement. You also see some additional requirements here on the right. They have to have a GPA, which is a grade point average. That's taking all of their grades, averaging those together, and it has to be a 2.5 on a 4.0 scale. So we are on a 10-point scale in Tishomingo County, where a 90 to 100 is an A, so that would be your 4.0 range, and so on and so forth. As you move down, you'll see what those are. But you have to have a 2.5 GPA. You have to take the ACT work keys, which is a test. It's not the traditional ACT, but it is a test that deals with specific career math, career language skills, those types of things, and they are scored by different levels. You have to have a silver level in order to earn the CTE endorsement here. And of course, we mentioned this, you have to have 26 overall credits instead of 24. You also have to do one of these. You have to do a dual credit course or articulated dual credit. We have those options with our CTE Center here in Tishomingo County. And if you choose to go this route, those counselors there will make sure that you meet this requirement. Or you can also do a career pathway experience. It's going to be called work-based learning now, where you actually get out and do maybe a job while you're going to school, and that is actually part of a course that's offered, the work-based learning course, so you can do that. Or you have to earn a national credential. A lot of the career and technical areas or program areas have a national credentialing process where you can take a test, and that is an automatic credential that you can leave high school with, that says that you've met the national standard in that area. So it's a great thing to leave high school with. So that is something that we encourage our students to try and attempt to do if they're going this route. So they have to do one of these, not all three. But again, the counselors will help them with this and make sure that they do that. So let's take a look at the required courses. You're going to see a lot of the same things that you saw in the traditional diploma slide. One thing that you will see are the CTE electives. So they will have to go to the Career and Technical Center, and they have to have 4 electives in one of those program areas, or even 2 of those program areas if they would like to do 2. So it's a 4-course sequential program that they have to be a completer at the Career and Technical Center. And then they have to have 3.5 electives in addition to these, and these have to meet the IHL, which is the Institutions of Higher Learning career pathways that they have set forth. So again, the counselor would help students choose those electives. And then when we total all of those up, there's 26 credits. So with this endorsement, you have to do these additional requirements. You have to do one of these, and then you also have to have the 26 credits and meet the CTE elective requirements. You also still have to take the state test in those areas that we mentioned. Again, this is a great endorsement for students who are really interested in either college or career. You can go to the Career and Technical Center and still be a highly successful academic student. We have students do that all the time. So this is a great pathway for those that are interested in specific CTE programs to have that endorsement and have that stamped on your diploma when you leave us. The next area of endorsement is called the academic endorsement. So again, it's the traditional diploma Mississippi that we talked about several slides ago, but then you can add the academic endorsement in order to have that as something that you've accomplished in your high school time here with us. Again, you see that we have the same familiar chart. The academic endorsement has to have 26 credits, so the same number as the career and technical endorsement. You are going to see that there's some differences over here on the required subject area lines. So again, you have to have those 4 English and math credits. The required subjects didn't change for English, but it did for mathematics. So in the traditional diploma, you just have to have Algebra 1, but if you earn the academic endorsement, you have to have Algebra 1 plus 2 additional math courses that are above Algebra 1. So this might be geometry, Algebra 2, Algebra 3, calculus, getting into those upper maths to earn this academic endorsement. The same thing occurs with science. You'll say Biology 1. But then you have to have 2 additional science courses that are higher than Biology 1. So that would get you into physics or chemistry, some of those courses that we offer. Anatomy and physiology is a popular one as well. So especially those students who are interested in the health field would want to seek that one out. Social studies, again, the 3.5 credits. And again, reminder, they're already earning that half credit in 8th grade with Mississippi Studies. You see the PE, health, arts didn't change. College career readiness did not change. Technology didn't change. You do see an additional number of electives here instead of the 5.5 that we saw earlier. In the 3.5 that we had with the career endorsement, you see 7.5 here for the academic. And these electives, again, need to be on the track that the IHL or colleges recommend for you to take if you're going to leave school and then go into either a community college or a 4-year university. So additional requirements are also listed over here. You see the GPA at 2.5. Their courses must meet those IHL, which are the college prep curriculum courses. And again, the counselor can help you here with that. These are courses such as like a foreign language. You would need to have a foreign language, for example, if you're going to go straight from high school to one of our public universities such as Ole Miss or Mississippi State or Southern Miss. So you would need to make sure that you're meeting those requirements in high school, so you can check that off your list and be prepared to go straight into one of those programs if that's what you wish to do. You also notice here that we start bringing in ACT when we get this endorsement. So you have to have an ACT sub-score of 17 in the area of English, and then you also have to have a 19 in the math, or you have to have an appropriate college-ready course in senior year, or the SAT equivalent. So we do not give the SAT in Mississippi, but there are some areas where a student may have taken that in another state and has moved to Mississippi that would work. You also have to, again, have the 2 additional units. Then you also must do one of the following. You don't have to do all 3, but you have to do one of them. You can take an AP course, which is called an advanced placement course. We do offer those in our district, and you have to have a C or higher on that, and you have to take the AP exam that is associated with that class. We do not do IB courses in our district, so this one does not apply. We do encourage our students to do dual credit, which means that they take a class at Northeast, and that class also gives them high school credit, and they have to have a C or higher in order to meet this requirement. So as long as they do one of these, and again, the second one is not offered, so really talking about the top one and the bottom one here, they will have successfully completed one of those requirements in order to get the academic endorsement. So again, this is the traditional diploma. This is a little bit more rigorous in the academic aspect of what a student must do, and it also brings in the ACT requirement. So things to start thinking about as a 9th grader if you're going to earn the academic endorsement, that you need to be planning on taking the right courses, and then also start working on your ACT and thinking about AP courses or dual credit courses once you get to be a junior or a senior. All right, the last endorsement area that Mississippi offers is called the Distinguished Endorsement, and this one is a little bit higher than the academic endorsement we just talked about. It has a few more requirements as far as GPA goes up, the ACT score goes up. So this one is a little bit more rigorous when you start talking about the requirements that you have to get this endorsement. Again, you see the familiar chart we have over here. You notice the 4-4. We also have added a science endorsement area that you have to have, and then we've also added another half credit of social studies. So when you look at the totals here, you see it's 28. So this is the endorsement area for the traditional diploma that requires the most credits. So you would have to have 28 credits to earn the distinguished endorsement on your diploma if you would like to do that. Again, you see the familiar ones that we have here in the middle. You do see electives have gone up to 8, and these need to be specific, again, to meet those college requirements, whether it's community college or IHL, sort of a college prep curriculum. So you would need to take those in order to be ready to go straight into college if you so choose to. Again, you see that we do have some higher maths that are required, and we also have some higher sciences that are required. So again, these are the ones that get you into a little bit more advanced areas of study. So this is part of the requirement to get the distinguished endorsement. Let's look at the additional requirements. You also have to have a GPA by the end of your senior year of 3.0. So that is higher than the 2.5. So this is basically a B. You would have to have an overall B average in order to earn this diploma endorsement. You also have to meet the recommended requirements of college prep, which would be having a foreign language. Again, these additional math and science courses are going to help you meet this. So if you do what these are asking you to do, you're pretty much going to check this off your list. Something that you notice is the ACT score goes up. You have to have a sub-score of 18 in English rather than 17. and you have to have a 22 in math rather than a 19. So you have to have those sub-scores on your ACT in order to earn the distinguished endorsement. And again, we talked about those 4 additional Carnegie units. Instead of 24 for just the traditional diploma, you have to have 28 to get the distinguished endorsement. Also, you have to complete one of the following, and these are the ones that we just talked about on the previous slide. But you do notice that the average goes up a little bit. So you do have the opportunity to take an advanced placement course, but you have to have a B, and you also have to take that exam. Again, we don't offer the IB option in Tishomingo County. Dual credit courses, we offer many of those, but you have to have a B or higher, not a C or higher, in order to get the distinguished endorsement. So this one by far is maybe the most challenging of the endorsement areas to earn, but it's totally doable with students who are dedicated to making sure that they're staying on top of things, studying, just making sure that they take care of business, as we say, once they get to high school in those areas of study that they have to do. Now, let me say this at this particular point in time. You can actually earn 2 endorsement areas. So if I'm a career and technical student, for example, I can still earn the academic endorsement areas as well. We will have students that will have 2 endorsement areas on their diplomas when they leave next year. So it's totally doable. So keep that in mind. It doesn't hinder you at all to go to the Career and Technical Center on the academic side. We work with you and your schedule to make sure that you can take the academic courses that you would like, as well as taking advantage of the great opportunities we have at the Career and Technical Center. So know that that is doable. That is something that you can sit down and talk with your student about, make that decision that, hey, I'm going to go for this. And you can do it. It takes some work and takes some dedication, but it is totally doable. And we encourage you to go for it if that's something that you're interested in. All right, just to wrap a few things up. Again, we have the traditional diploma in Mississippi that has to have 24 credits. Then you can add endorsements to your diploma. We have a career and technical endorsement that requires those 26 credits. We have the academic endorsement area that has the 26 credits. And then we have the distinguished endorsement area, and it has 28 credits. So those are the differences that we just got through talking about. This is also posted on the MDE website, and I'm sure your counselor is going to give you information about this as well. But these are things that you need to be thinking about right now. All incoming 9th graders, as you see on this slide, they have to pick an endorsement area. So it's a great opportunity for you to sit down with your child and discuss really career choices, ideas about maybe what they want to do once they leave high school, and set those goals, and then decide what endorsement area they would really like to try to achieve before they leave high school. Let me say this, when we start talking about senior early release, and again, I know that's a little bit out in the future, but these are things that you need to think about now as students and as parents when you want some opportunities for your students maybe to have a job in their senior year and have that opportunity to leave school a couple of hours early in order to go do that. So students who have not met the ACT benchmarks of 17 in English and 19 in math, so if we have a student who has not scored a 17 on the English part of the ACT or a 19 in math, or they have not had the silver level on the work keys, we talked about that a little bit earlier for the CTE endorsement. If they don't have those requirements, they have to do all 4 of these in order to earn senior early release, okay? Now, if you do have the 17 and you do have the 19, then you're good to go, okay? If you have the silver level on work keys when you're in the CTE endorsement, you're good to go. You can leave early your senior year, meeting the parameters of policy and making sure that you've got everything that you're supposed to do taken care of. But if you don't have these, then you have to meet all 4 of these bullet areas in order to get to leave early as a senior. So you have to have that 2.5 GPA. So again, that grade point average. Eighth graders actually have started earning their grade point average right now. So your student that's taking eighth grade math, that's taking Cyber Foundations 2, that's taking PE, that's taking Mississippi Studies, they already started their high school GPA because those credits will count once they enter high school. So they have to have an overall 2.5 GPA by the end of their senior year. They have passed or met all of the assessment requirements for graduation. So they've taken and passed the Algebra 1 test, the Biology 1 test, the U.S. History test, as well as the English 2 test. They have to be on track to meet their diploma requirements. So that means they're on track to earn all the credits they're supposed to be earning. They're on track to meet their endorsement area. So those are the things that will be discussed at that particular point in time. So it's very important each year to make sure that you're checking off, understanding that that's part of what I have to do in order to earn senior early release when I get to be a senior. And then they have to either be enrolled or have already taken the Essentials for College Math or the Essentials for College Literacy. Those are required courses that they have to have before they leave high school. And then again, we've talked about that they have to have an endorsement area chosen. But these are the four that you have to have met in order to get early release your senior year. And all four are required unless you meet the ACT requirement or the work keys requirement. So those are the two things that you have to make sure. ACT is very important in students, and we actually offer ACT prep courses at both high schools to help students hopefully get that ACT score up, because parents, that equals money for you if they go to college. And it also equals opportunities that students will have beyond college beyond high school when they get to college with that ACT score. So we really try to help students get that score up so they can earn money, free money to go to school, and then also just to have those opportunities and make sure that they're successful when they get to college. So make sure that you understand this, have that conversation with your student. Make sure you understand that you have to pick an endorsement area as a ninth grader. And then the only person that can ever change that endorsement area is the parent. So that you would have to come to the school, meet with a counselor, and y'all would have a discussion there about why you're wanting to change the endorsement area, and if it's possible, if you're at this particular point in time, let's say you're a 10th grader and you want to change it, well, is it possible for me to change and meet those requirements successfully at that particular point in time in the high school career? So again, make sure that you, during the registration process, pick the endorsement area, and then also understand that if that endorsement area ever changes, it has to be changed by you, the parent. So that's the brief overview of the different diploma pathways in Mississippi. I believe upcoming next will be the Career and Technical Director, Mr. John Grady Taylor. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you have any questions about any of this or about anything about moving to the high school, please reach out to us. I know it's an exciting time. We're excited for your student to get to make that transition. And we're here to assist and to help in any way that we can. So have a great day and reach out to us if you have any questions.
Welcome. Thank you for taking the time to view this 8th grade transition PowerPoint and learn a little bit about what your entering 9th graders are going to be faced with as they become high schoolers. I'm John Grady Taylor. I'm from Tishomingo County Career and Technical Center, and we have almost all of our programs open to 9th graders. Like to take a moment to tell you just a little bit about our programs. We have 12 programs on campus and one that floats between both high schools. All of our programs are aligned with the traditional diploma and the Career and Technical Endorsement option that is currently offered by the Mississippi Department of Education. All of our programs are designed to help students become college and career ready at the same time. They're also designed to provide students with the opportunity to enter into a career or pursue college degrees. And all of our programs are standards-based and very rigorous in order to produce students ready to move into the workforce or college. All of our programs at the Career and Technical Center are actually offered at grade level 13. So Our programs are designed to have those students ready to go into the field of work and be prepared to meet the challenges that they will face or advance into college to pursue a higher degree. Traditionally, we have had entrance requirements for our ninth graders to ensure that those students that are moving from the 8th grade to the ninth grade are prepared and capable of coming to the Career and Technical Center and thriving in our programs. We always want to make sure that we're not setting students up for failure. In order to allow ninth graders into our programs, we do have entrance requirements for most of our programs. AEST, which is an agriculture program, information technology and drafting are open to all ninth graders who are in good academic standing. All other programs do have entrance requirements, and those are based on the following. They have to have a recommendation from their middle school principal, a recommendation from the middle school counselor, my approval from my counselor, and then they also have to meet program-specific requirements, which vary by program. And we will take those recommendations from the middle schools. We actually have those in hand already, and we will go through those. And any student, ninth grader, that asks to be in our program, we will use these criteria to allow that student to enter the program. The programs that we do have available, like I said, most of our programs are available to ninth graders. We do have one program that's not, and that's our health sciences program, simply because the students have to be able to drive as a second-year student to go to their clinicals. But you can see listed here, AEST, Ag and Environmental Science Technology, Ag Power and Equipment, Collision Repair Technology, Culinary Arts, Architectural Design and Drafting, Engineering and Robotics, Industrial Maintenance, Teacher Academy, Welding, Information Technology, and Law and Public Safety. These are the programs that are available to all ninth graders, and if they meet the entrance requirements. At the Career and Technical Center, we also have student organizations. These are students-run organizations that compete in competitions throughout the year and actually can make it on to national competitions. Skills USA, HOSA, Future Health Professionals, National Technical Honor Society, and FFA. I hope you will talk with your entering ninth graders, and if they are interested in our program, please give them the opportunity to attend. I tell everyone this is not the VOTEC that we grew up with. This is the Career and Technical Center, and a lot has changed. We have students leaving every year straight from the Career and Technical Center going into the workforce, making a lot more money than I did when I came out of college. So please give us an opportunity. Most of the time, I'll tell this to the 8th graders when they visit, most of the time when we have a student that doesn't come to the Career and Technical Center until their senior year, they really regret not coming earlier because they really wish they could have come on before now. And I also tell the 8th graders when they come to tour, no matter what field of study, what their future plans are, we have something here at the Career and Technical Center that can help them achieve their goals and become successful. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Again, my name is John Grady Taylor. I'm the director. I have 2 counselors, Miss Heather Gaylor, Miss Kathy Ward. You can see our email address is listed here, as well as the phone number to the Career and Technical Center and the website. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. We'd love to talk to you, and we hope to see your 8th grade or your 9th grader on our campus next year. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Tiffany Lowry. I'm one of the counselors at Tisch County High School. I'm going to share with you some of the information that we've talked to your 8th grade student about and getting prepared for 9th grade at TCHS. You may have had some questions about the different diploma pathways or classes or things like that. So I'm hopefully going to go over some information that will help you in making some decisions and talking to your student about some classes. So let me get to this slide presentation. The most important thing that you have to decide as an entering ninth grader and the parent of a ninth grader is an endorsement option. And there are 3 different endorsement options. And we've already talked to your student about these 3 different options, and they've brought home a handout about it. And I'll share all of this information with you. The 3 different endorsements are the career and technical endorsement, the academic endorsement, and the distinguished academic endorsement. And they all have different requirements. On the career and technical endorsement, all of the endorsements require 4 units of English and 4 units of math. The difference on the career and technical endorsement, one of the main differences, is that they have to have 4 units of math, and Algebra 1 would have to be the only required subject. Algebra 1 would have to be the highest math that they have to go through. 3 units of science are required, with biology being one of the required sciences. 3.5 units of social studies, and if you'll notice, they've already gotten this half credit of Mississippi Studies if they are in the 8th grade at one of our middle schools, and a half a credit of PE. Most likely they are enrolled in PE or sports or something where they're getting 1 full credit of PE right now. They also are required on this endorsement to have a half credit of health, 1 credit of art, which it's not just art, it could be drama, it could be music, chorus, several different things to get an art credit. 1 credit of college and career readiness that the student will take the last year in high school. 1 credit of a technology or computer science. And if they are in Coach Simmons' class now, they're actually getting a credit for that. So they've got a computer science or technology credit. And they actually got 1 for Cyber Foundations 1 and Cyber Foundations 2. So they've got 2 credits. And 3.5 additional electives to give that a total of 26 credits. There are some additional requirements on the career and technical endorsement. The student has to have an overall GPA of a 2.5. And when I met with the students, I told them what a GPA was, how to calculate one, and went through an example and showed them how that actually works. And we talked about a GPA of 2.5 would kind of be in between a B and a C. They would have to earn a silver level on the ACT Work Keys test, and that would be a test administered at the Career Tech Center. Earn 2 additional Carnegie units for a total of 26, and complete one of the following additional requirements that are listed there. The next endorsement is going to be the academic endorsement. The main difference here that you'll notice, still have 4 units of English, 4 units of math, and this is where there's a big difference. Algebra 1 plus 2 additional math courses above Algebra 1. So your student, if they've been at one of our middle schools, is getting a credit in 8th grade math. Some of the students could go into Algebra 1, some will go into Foundations, but the math requirements on this academic endorsement and the next endorsement we'll talk about, the distinguished, they have to have 2 additional math courses above Algebra 1. So that could be geometry and algebra 2. Those would count as 2 maths above algebra 1. This endorsement also requires 3 units of science, so biology and 2 additional sciences, 3.5 units of social studies, just like the previous endorsement. And if you'll notice, the PE, the health, the art, college career readiness, technology, computer science, all of these credits right in here, they're all common to all 3 endorsements, so they're all the same. 7.5 electives. This is a 26 credit diploma. The additional requirements on this diploma, overall GPA of a 2.5, like we talked about on the career and tech endorsement. Courses must meet Mississippi IHL college prep curriculum. This is where we have some ACT requirements. The academic and distinguished academic endorsements, they have an ACT requirement. The academic endorsement requires that a student score at least a 17 in the English and a 19 on the math. The student also has to earn an additional 2 units to get 26 total credits. And then the student also has to take either an AP, an advanced placement course, or a dual credit course. We don't offer these the IB courses. We offer advanced placement courses and we offer dual credit courses. And in those courses, the student has to earn at least a C in the class. All right, on the distinguished academic, this is similar to the academic endorsement. Still have 4 units of English, 4 units of math, with 2 of those being higher than Algebra 1. 4 units of science. We have one additional science unit here. 4 units of social studies. This is the only endorsement where geography is required to get the 4 units here. Same PE, health, art, college career readiness, tech credit that all the other endorsements have. 8 additional electives. And then we have the additional requirements over here. Earn an overall GPA of a 3.0. Earn at least an 18 in English on the ACT and a 22 in math. Total of 28 credits. And then the AP, the advanced placement, or the dual credit class, the student has to have at least a B in that class. So a couple more requirements than the academic. Okay, on the credits that your student already has, they're actually bringing 5 from the middle school if they've been with us or been with their middle school in 7th and 8th grade. The student is receiving 1 credit for Cyber Foundations 1, 1 credit for Cyber Foundations 2, 1 credit in 8th grade math, a half a credit in Mississippi Studies, 1/2 credit in geography, and then all of the students will have some sort of credit that we can count as the PE. It might be labeled as PE, or it could be sports, band. If it's chorus, if it's show choir, it would say like choral ensemble or something like that. But they'll all have 1 credit here where we can count that as PE. Okay, when I talked to your students, I went through this with them and actually talked about what a GPA is. We talked about how they earn 4 points for every A, 3 points for every B, and so on in 1 credit classes. And we talked about how half credit classes are calculated and 2 credit classes are calculated. So we went through this. I actually showed them an example of how a GPA is calculated and told them that we don't have to always do them by hand, that the computer will do that, but by the time it's their senior year, they've had lots and lots of grades and that the computer will calculate it, but we will go back and do all of them by hand just to make sure that everything is accurate and double check the computer. We also talked about how block scheduling is going to be different from the 7 periods that they are used to right now. We've been on block scheduling for several years now. This allows the students to not have as many classes at one time to concentrate on, and it allows them to get 8 credits each year. So the student will have 4 blocks the first semester when they start in August and finish in December. They'll have 4 totally new classes when they come back in January. Unless it is a career tech class, if they go to a class at the Career Tech Center, which is a year-long class and it's worth 2 credits. So it would last year-long, but all the other classes would change. We talked about the different classes that they could be put in as 9th graders, and I kind of burst their bubble and told them that they don't really have just a whole lot of choices in classes in the 9th grade as they would the older that they get in the upper grades. We will schedule the students based on grades and test scores. So we'll go back and look at how well they did in 8th grade math and how well they scored on their state test. So we'll place them in their math, English, science, history, so on like that. So you don't have to decide what math they're better suited for, because we'll look at some things and we'll place them in those math classes. There are 3 different maths that your student might start off in here. We have Ready for High School Math, then we have Foundations of Algebra and Algebra 1. And Algebra 1 is a state tested class, so we want to make sure that they are ready for Algebra 1. English is similar in that we have 2 choices. We have Ready for High School English and we have English 1. In science, Foundations of Biology and Biology. Biology is state tested, and we want to make sure that they are ready for that as well. Social studies, I mentioned to them to make sure that they sign up for Mississippi Studies and Geography if they didn't get those credits this year, maybe if the student moved in or had a situation like that. I told them not to worry if they don't have world history on their schedule. If it fits, that's fine. We go ahead and make sure that they get the world history credit if they have room. If they don't, that's not a big deal. They can take world history either as a 9th or a 10th grader. So if they don't have a history, that's okay. They can take world history as a 10th grader. If they have room on their schedule, they'll take a class called Exploring Computer Science. It's a class where they will get another tech credit for that, and it's where they'll do some coding and work with some robots and some things like that. Okay, these are the sports that have a block during the day: basketball, football, baseball, fast pitch softball, cheer, and dance. So these are the activities that we need to know about so we can help schedule those during the day. The Career and Tech classes, there are 12 programs at the Career and Tech Center, and the students toured the center back earlier in the spring. AEST is the agriculture program, and then there's Ag Power and Equipment. Drafting, Health Sciences is not offered to ninth graders, but that is something that they got to tour there, and I know a lot of the students are already interested in that. Culinary Arts, Law and Public Safety, Engineering, Industrial Maintenance, Welding, Collision Repair, IT or Information Technology, and Teacher Academy. Remember, these classes are year-long classes, and they will take up 2 blocks. So when we start to schedule 8 blocks, these will take up 2 of the blocks. And remember that these classes do have, or some of these classes do have, entrance requirements that we would have to look at to see if you're eligible for that. Now, here are some of the electives that we offered to the students. They do have some choices as a ninth grader, but just not a whole lot, because they are really needing to concentrate on getting the math, the science, and the English first before we schedule some of the electives. And by the time a lot of them have their sports or other activities, band, CTC, there's not a lot of room for some electives their ninth grade year. But these are some that we're offering to ninth graders. Intro to IT, so that's Intro to Information Technology. Business Fundamentals. We're hoping to offer STEAM, as long as we do get the funding for that. That would be a new lab here: Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math. Brand new lab with some equipment similar to what the engineering lab at the Career Tech Center has. 3D printers and things like that. General Music, Chorus, and Art, all 3 of these would count as an art credit. Family Dynamics, Nutrition, and Wellness. Drug Ed, Safety Ed, those 2 would just be elective credits. Creative Writing and World Lit is an English elective. Spanish 1, if there is room in Spanish 1, we could put some ninth graders. A lot of times they already get filled up with upperclassmen. If anyone is interested in taking Spanish 1, we do need recommendation from an 8th grade English teacher, and just remember that it's on the basis of there being room in there for ninth grade students. This is a look at the bell schedule. You'll see that our day starts at 7:50 and ends at 3 o'clock. We do have 1 break in between first and second block, and lunch is built into third block. And we do have 4 different lunch waves as of right now, and I believe we're going to stick with the 4 different lunches to kind of help with how many people we have in there at once. So this should stay the same next year, but I'll push that information out if it does change. These are just some examples of what a block schedule could look like. This student is in first semester, Foundations of Algebra, Biology, World History, and Football. If you'll notice, football runs year long. The student is in Foundations of Algebra first semester because Algebra 1 would follow second semester. So the student's got a really good background to get ready for Algebra 1. And biology is 1 semester, Algebra 1 is the second semester, so that the student doesn't have 2 state tested classes in the same semester. We usually try our best to keep them from having 2 state tested classes within the same semester. Here's another example. There's another example of a schedule. This student actually goes to the Career Tech Center, has engineering year long, first block. Second block is Foundations of Biology first semester, and then second semester has biology. Algebra 1 first semester, ECS. Second semester, that student still had engineering, biology, English 1, and world history. And one more example. This student is in band and career tech, so it is possible to be able to fit some things in, but I want you to notice there's no world history on here, and there's really no other electives other than IT and band. still trying to keep Algebra 1 and Biology in different semesters. Sometimes we just can't avoid it, having Algebra and Biology in the same semester, but we try to keep the students from having to have 2 tests in one semester, just to keep the stress levels down. All right, there's a program called Mississippi Scholars and Mississippi Tech Masters. It's a set of certain curriculum that the students can take. And if you've ever been to one of our graduations, you may have noticed some students wearing a ribbon with a medal around it, or actually wearing a medal with a ribbon around it. That's probably because that student was a Mississippi Scholar or a Tech Master. Other than meeting the required curriculum, the student would have to have a minimum of 80 hours of community service throughout the high school years. So from 9th through 12th grade, a total of 80 hours, minimum of 19 on the ACT, at least a 2.5 GPA, 95% attendance. So that's no more than 36 absences from 9th through 12th grade, no out of school suspensions, and meet the curriculum requirements. And those are on the next slide. I gave your student a copy of these. And I know it's a lot to look at. This is the Mississippi Scholars curriculum. Basically, it's 4 Englishes, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and 1 above Algebra 2. So you do have to go 1 step above Algebra 2. 4 units of science, so biology, chemistry is required, and then 2 other sciences. 4 units of social studies, 1 art credit, and then 2 advanced electives. And all of the upperclassmen, starting in the 9th grade, I'll give them a check sheet to see that they've kind of made some progress towards this. So this is the Mississippi Scholars curriculum. This is the Tech Masters curriculum, just a little bit different. This is when a student has completed 2 years at the Career and Tech Center in the same area of study, 4 credits of English, 3 credits of math, and you have to go 1 step above Algebra 1. 3 units of science with at least biology, and then 2 sciences above biology. 3 credits of social studies, 1 computer credit, and then half a credit of health or PE, and then 2.5 electives. And I know on here it says 40 hours of community service. That was for seniors this year. It's changed to 80 hours for the seniors for next year, and the ACT score changed as well. There's a website in case any of you want to look at some of the Mississippi Scholars and Mississippi Tech Masters info further. This is all through the Mississippi Economic Council. Keep some things in mind when you start looking at your schedule. If you want to go somewhere other than a community college, some universities have some different requirements with their advanced electives. A foreign language isn't required for graduation, but some of them require advanced electives, and you can count some foreign languages as advanced electives. Just pay attention to what your university would be looking for. Your students were given a sheet. I'll show you what all sheets your students were given. They were given a sheet called Freshman Admission Requirements for University Institutions. So they have a sheet that looks like this, and that talks about the institutions of higher learning, required courses, and then recommended courses. So they were given some information about that. They were also given a handout on Mississippi Scholars and Mississippi Tech Masters. And they have a handout with all of the endorsement information on there. All right, their packet that they've got, I told them if it's a colored piece of paper, then I need it back. The front piece of paper in their little packet is just some general information with bell schedules and things like that, and then how we schedule their classes. What I really need, the super important stuff, is an orange piece of paper. An orange piece of paper where you're going to put the student's name and you're going to check the endorsement, because I have to have in the computer what endorsement your child is going to pursue. This can change at any time through high school. All it takes is just signing another one of these orange forms and we can get that changed. But I do have to have one of these for every entering freshman. There's also a yellow form in there, 9th grade registration form, where on the form you have to put the chosen endorsement. If you'll just mark that, the student's name, the previous school attended. The way that we schedule them is that you just let us know what activities they're going to participate in, like if it's football, softball, band, show choir, what activities they're participating in first. Then if they're going to take a CTE class, circle one of those. And then on the back of the yellow form, there are some electives. And honestly, ninth graders don't really have a choice of more than 2 electives that appear in their schedule. So we just need 2 electives that the student might be interested in taking. And then that's how we're going to build their schedule. So I need an orange sheet and a yellow sheet back from your student by May the 6th. I know a lot of people are anxious in getting these back, but we won't start scheduling the students until on in the summer anyway. So as long as we can get these back by May the 6th, that's given us plenty of time to get the students scheduled. This is the remind code that we will send all things relative to your student's class. This will follow the students through senior year. These remind codes last forever. So I've got one that I've been using for the class of 2021 for years now. And I've just sent them something this afternoon talking about the senior parade. So we send a lot of information out that's relative to the class, not just a specific group, but it will be for the whole class. So if you'll join that along with your student, that will keep you up to date on all the information. Okay, if you've got any questions or if you need anything, I answer my email just pretty much anytime. That's my email. I've also put Mr. Nunley, our other counselor, I put his email on there. So if there is anything that we can do for you, if you will just let us know, we'll be glad to help.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is Tishomingo County High School and I'm excited to introduce myself as the principal here. My name is Dax Glover and I'm a former student here at Tishomingo County High School. It gives me great pleasure to give you a few minutes to talk about some of the things we have to offer here at Tishomingo County High School, as well as the many equitable educational opportunities that your child is going to be able to have while attending here. Now, I know it can be a little overwhelming for your child coming from the middle school up to the high school, just as I did when I came from the middle school to here, but hopefully in this video, we'll be able to ease your mind a little bit and make the transition for your child, for you and your child, a lot smoother. This year here at TC, we are excited and pleased for the opportunity that we will be offering an advanced placement course in each of the 4 core subjects. That includes math, science, history, and English. So our students have a great opportunity to gain college credit while still in high school. Speaking of college credit, our students also have the opportunity to take dual enrollment classes through Northeast Mississippi Community College. So when you leave here as a senior, you will have already earned college or had the opportunity to have earned college credits that go towards your next level in life. Welcome back. I just wanted to give a quick overview of some of the sports clubs and activities that we have here at Tishomingo County High School. Currently, we have 27 sports and activities for our men and women to participate here at TC. And we are excited to announce the addition of a bowling team this year, which will feature men's and women's programs, and that will bowl over at Plaza Lanes. So if you're excited or if you're interested in anything, we are excited to have you here at Tishomingo County High School, and we have plenty to offer our students. Here at TC, we strive for our kids to leave TC either college or career ready. As you can see, I'm standing in our new to us public relations studio where our students are able to use technology that can help them gain opportunities of employment outside of the college setting. We're extremely proud of this lab, and our students and teachers are working extremely hard to push out productions, whether it be podcast, weekly news, game day tags for our sports and things like that. So if your child is interested in this, please have him see a counselor to see about signing up. Speaking of career ready, we also invite you to look at some of our classes offered down at the Career and Technical Center, so they might gain those skills to help them leave our school district with a certification that can help them gain employment when they graduate. Hi, just a reminder to teachers and students and parents alike that at Tishomingo County High School, school starts at 7:50 each day, not the traditional 8 o'clock. So anytime after 7:50 that you come in, we ask that you check into the office and receive a tardy slip. So this has been just a brief overview of some of the things that we offer here at Tishomingo County High School. Again, we are extremely excited about our incoming junior high students that are about to embark upon their journey here as freshmen. We hope your next 4 years are a great positive experience here at TC. In addition to that, we are here all summer. The campus is open and available. If you would like to bring your child up for a tour just to look around or meet some of the administrative staff, we will be here Monday through Friday. You can contact us via phone at 423-7300 or feel free to email me at dglover@tcsk12.com. Again, my name is Dax Glover. I'm the principal here at TC, and I look forward to having your students up here for the next 4 years. And as always, we look forward to having your students. #BuiltByTC.